Hi everyone, welcome to the Ukulele channel. Today I have for you some ukuleles that I've taken apart. They're going to be trashed anyway. They were basically not repairable or not worth repairing. And with that, I just thought I would take them apart and let you see what the construction looks like on the inside. The first one is this one. It was a Hello Kitty ukulele that a student of mine had bought at a garage sale, and I actually just swapped them out for another ukulele. Um, just not a good instrument. The action was so high. So first of all, she did not paint it this way. She found it at the garage sale this way, so I think they paid like $5 for it. Um, but it was not adjustable to the point that I could get it to play right. So I just swapped it out for her. So she has another ukulele to use, which is great. So I just took it apart and just looking at the construction, I save all of the tuners and things. I did not save the nut, I just didn't need to, but I have the saddle, didn't save the bridge. And this one I just pried apart and it lets you see sort of the construction. And you can see this is a very low quality laminate, sort of a laminate in here. You can see how the bridge plate is attached. You can see the bracing, single brace on the back of that laminate. And then you can see the construction, single brace in there. But just really poor quality laminate. You do have a tail block. You do have a neck block. And you can see how that's all connected as well up there. So an ukulele neck, that even might be worth keeping potentially. Although I did break off part of the fretboard when I was breaking it apart. So probably not because you'd have to strip it and everything. But that's the Hello Kitty ukulele. The next one I want to show you is the Flight that I replaced and had a video about replacing. Let me get that one. So with the Flight, really the potential problem is if you drop it and break it, eventually it doesn't have anything to hold on to anymore. So as you can see down here, the wood was actually chipping to the point that it just could not hold anymore with being re-glued. And I'll show you potentially a suggestion for that in a second. But as I took it apart, I sort of pried it apart and the fretboard broke going up. It lets you see what the bracing looks like for the neck. So you can even see it with the lights a little bit there. I guess not from your angle, but I can see it through. Um, but that gives it sort of that strength. You can see the lack of any sort of bracing on the inside because you don't need it. It's plastic, but the bracing up here, I would like to see a little bit of that bracing down here, I think functionally too. I think that could make a difference with the sort of break that we had where it fell and was peeling off and is just not gluable anymore. And then of course you have your fretboard that has a little bit of a texture as well. So that's what that looks like on the inside of a Flight Travel. But here is the soundboard, and this is really sort of interesting to look at. So you've got your bridge, which is a plastic bridge, and on the back, again, it's not a super high quality laminate. It doesn't need to be. Neither does the Hello Kitty. Generally, the flights have really good action. They have really good sound. That plastic ground body tied with the laminate soundboard works really well for a decent sound most of the time. I'm pretty happy with it. You know, it's a good sounding travel ukulele, but you can see here you've got two braces with a little bit of a glue mess. And then you have this where the bridge, there is a bridge plate, but it's screwed on. So this is all attached before it ever gets attached to the instrument. So if you ever had to replace the bridge, you can't. The instrument, unfortunately, is a throwaway. So that's potentially the only negative is that you can't ever replace that bridge. And again, I'd like to see this bracing up here come down here as well. That would add a few ounces, but boy, I'll tell you what, in terms of where the damage is likely to happen with this instrument is on a fall, particularly in a school setting. That that would really make a difference down there. Now, I have one other ukulele to show you, so let me get that one as well. Okay, the third and final ukulele today, you can't tell it because it's worn out, is a Makala Dolphin. So I've actually been able to harvest the bridge on this one as well. And what had happened with this one is the neck was separating from the body and just not worth trying to glue and stabilize when it looked awful. These are repurposed because our district bought these for all our elementary schools. So the elementary schools that had ukuleles sent them to me, where I cleaned them up, restrung them, and then decommissioned ones that need to be decommissioned. And this was one that I missed, but as I was working through them today, I noticed that this one had a neck break and it just wasn't worth gluing down for the potential fix. So just first of all, you can see how the neck is attached. They use dowels there. So the neck gets attached to the body with that. And on the inside, you can see that the back and sides are plastic. Now, they did have a period of time where um, this was all plastic with some models, like in the Ukadelic line and so forth. But this has been a pretty successful build. And then what they've done is they've glued kerfing on the top there, which gives you a really, really strong surface mount. So while this is a potential weak point for these, the neck is really, if I'm seeing damage on the Makala Dolphins, it's usually there. But the body is immensely strong. And I had to work to get this off, and it was already chipped and everything. There were chips on the instrument from where it'd been dropped. I had to really work to pry this apart, and even this wouldn't come off up here. So this design of the Makala Dolphin, not only is it really rugged, and yeah, you can get superficial scrapes and gouges in the paint and everything, but the build itself is unbelievably strong. They're good sounding too. Um, However, they generally do benefit from a setup, in my experience. But once they're set up, these are wonderful instruments. Highly recommend these as well. But this body is so unbelievably rugged. Massive 5 stars for that. I mean, that's really good. That extra surface for the gluing is just so strong. So where the flight could benefit is having more surface area to glue on, particularly down here. That would make, I think, the difference in the weak point of the flight. And it's not a massively weak point. We haven't had any of the others break, but if they fall right, that can happen. That would not happen here. And these necks do not have that problem. I suppose some could potentially suffer to flexing or whatever, or heat or whatever. I suppose you'd have to, really put it through the environment. But not like the Makalas. That's the weak point of the Makalas is the neck and that neck joint. But on the flight, that's something that could be fixed. And Makala Dolphin gets, top marks for me for that body. That body construction is very, very good. So anyway, I just thought I would show you those since I have them. They're going in the dumpster anyway. It was kind of fun just to take them apart and see what was all there. And thought you might enjoy that too. All right, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.